Hey guys, welcome to Unit 4, Day 2. We're going to solve one-step inequalities. And this is really a lot like last unit. So if you rocked last unit, you're going to really enjoy this. Okay, here we go. Got h minus 3 is greater than 5. Now we're actually going to solve this the same way that we solve equations. We just have to remember that instead of a equal sign, we have a greater than sign. So you're going to love this. So here we go. I know that I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Add 3 to both sides. I still want to get h isolated all by itself, and I end up with h is, bring down that inequality, is greater than 8. Oh, I'm done. H is isolated. So let's go ahead and let's graph that. So I'll say this is 8, 9. Okay, let's say that's my number line. And h is greater than 8. So that's going to be an open circle. And I want all the values, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc., that are bigger than 8. And there you go. Okay, let me just move this guy up. There we go. All right. I've got negative 8 is greater than or equal to t minus 11. So in order to isolate t, I'll add 11 to both sides. And I end up with 3. Bring down that inequality. Don't forget the same exact one as you had up there. 3 is greater than or equal to t. Oh, and t is isolated. I'm all done. Yes. So let's see, this will be 3. And I'll put a circle in 3 because that's one of my endpoints. And 3 is greater than or equal to all the answers. 3 is on the big side of my answer set. So and here you can see that 3 is greater than or equal to all the values of t. I'm going to take one of those values. I'm going to take 2 that I've shaded in, and I'm just going to check and make sure I've shaded the right side. So let me see, is 3 greater than or equal to 2? Oh yeah, it is. So that tells me that I've shaded the right side of that endpoint, the correct side of that endpoint. Okay, what do you think we're going to do now? The same darn thing. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Oops, this one is yours. You complete this one on your own. Don't forget to graph it. And you complete this one on your own. Don't forget to graph it. Okay, now we've dealt with adding and subtracting constants from our variable. Now let's see what happens when my coefficient's not 1. What do you think I'm going to do? I want to make that coefficient 1. So let me divide by 3. Let's divide by 3. I end up with x is greater than or equal to 2. Don't forget to bring that inequality down. So if I graph it, let's see, I'll make that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know one of my endpoints is 2. Is that going to be open or closed? Closed, okay, because 2 is going to make that true. Okay, that's included in the solution. And now I need to find all the values for x that are greater than or equal to 2. So this way, all these values are greater than or equal to 2. And I'm done. Okay, I want my coefficient to be 1. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this fraction, 3/2. And these are going to divide out. And I'm going to end up with b is greater than 6/2, which is the same thing as 3. b is greater than 3. I also could have just divided these out and gotten 3 as well. Okay, so let me graph that. So this is 3. And it's greater than, so it's going to stay open. And I want all the values that are bigger than 3. Okay. b is greater than 3. So I'm going to test. Let me just check and see if any of the values that I've chosen actually make that true. I'm going to choose 4. Let's see. Is 4 greater than 3? Yes, it is. So now that I know that I've shaded the correct side. Let's try this one. Or is this one you have to do on your own? Let me check real quick. Yeah. I'm going to make you guys do that one on your own. You can do that one on your own. I want you to do this one on your own also. Remember, what am I going to do to both sides? I'm going to multiply. This is A divided by 3. So what's the inverse operation to divide A by 3? Multiplying by 3. Okay, go for it. Okay. Now we're going to do something exciting. Okay? So I want us to actually think about this inequality for a second. Negative 2 times x is greater than 4. If I'm going to solve this, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Now, when I do that, when I am multiplying or dividing by a negative number, something funky is going to occur. Okay? So let's just actually see what happens. If I get, we think we'll end up with x is greater than negative 2. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's say this is negative 2, right? It's negative 3, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. So if x is greater than negative 2, that means I'm going to choose all these values over here. Right? So far, so good. Right? But let me try one and see what happens. I'll try 0. That's an easy one. Okay, so let me see. So if I take 0 and I plug it in, I get negative 2 times 0 is greater than 4. That would be 0 is greater than 4. Is that true? No, that's not true. That is not true. Something weird is going on when I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative. When I multiply or divide by a negative, I have to flip this inequality. So right now you see that it's greater than. I'm going to change that to less than. Okay, that's what I mean by flip. If it's greater than, it becomes less than. If it's greater than or equal to, it becomes less than or equal to. Okay? So now, when I graph it, I'm going to show all the values that are less than negative 2, and that'll actually be correct. So here we go. I know this is confusing, but follow me. Okay, so I'm going to try negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 2 is greater than 4. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's the correct side of that endpoint that I need to shade in. So there's a big rule that you need to remember. The big idea for today is, whoa, hey, well, pretend the big idea for today is when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you have to flip the inequality. Okay? So when you are multiplying or dividing by a negative, you have to flip the inequality. What on earth is this? Check this out. This is the word flip, flipped. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Now, the reason I have a tiger and a, what is this? A rhinoceros and a crocodile down here is because they are all, you can't hear them, but they're all making sounds. They've got a roaring tiger and a rolling crocodile and a, I don't know, whatever a rhinoceros does, because they're telling me that whenever you see whenever you are dividing or multiplying by a negative, you need to hear a warning sign in your head. Woo, woo, woo. That tells you that you're going to flip the inequality. That's going to be something that you get to remember. So let's try a few. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and solve this problem. I've got negative 3x is less than 12. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and I'll divide by negative, both sides by negative. Woo, woo, woo. Did you guys see that? We're dividing by a negative. See that firecracker over there? So here we go. So when we do that, what are we going to do? We're going to flip this inequality. So I'm going to end up with x is greater than negative 4. That means that my circle is going to be open. I'm going to choose all the values that are bigger than negative 4, because x is greater than negative 4. And let's just test this to make sure. Okay, and a real super easy one really to test would be, I'll test 0, okay, because 0 is going to be included. So let's say if I have negative 3 times 0 is less than 12. Let's see, that gives me 0 is less than 12. Oh yeah, that works out. I've got the right side, the correct side shaded in. The correct side is graphed. Those are my solutions. Okay, here I have, oh, I already see lightning. K is divided by negative 2. K divided by negative 2 is greater than negative 1. So in order to use the inverse operation, divided by negative 2, I will multiply by negative 2. I'm multiplying by negative 2. Woo, woo, woo. What am I going to do? I'm going to hear that alarm, and I'm going to flip the inequality. So instead of being a greater than sign, it's now going to be a less than sign. And negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. When I graph it, I get, it's going to be open, yeah, and I want all the values that are less than 2. All the values that are less than 2. Can anyone think of an easy number for me to check to make sure I've got this down right? I like 0. 0 is an easy one. Okay, that's I'm saying that's in my solution set, so let's try it. 0 divided by negative 2 should be greater than negative 1. So 0 divided by negative 2 is 0. 0 greater than negative 1? Oh, yeah, it is. It definitely is. So I've checked it. I know I've got the right side that's, the correct side is graphed. Okay. I want you to try this one. Remember, the reciprocal, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of negative 2/3 is negative 3/2. Woo, woo, woo! Oh, I was going to try that one for you. Let me see. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, and you try this one. Going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of negative 1/3 is? You tell me. Okay. And I'll see you in class. I hope that alarm went off in your head. Remember, when you are multiplying or dividing by a negative, that's when the alarm goes off. And when the alarm goes off, you flip the inequality. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see.